Hello and welcome back to Sumayya's English Classroom. It's time for our English class. Come and join with me. Today let's discuss chapter number 3 in First Flight, 2 stories about flying. Let's discuss the part 1, His First Flight, written by Leonard Flaherty. My dear students, let me ask a question first. Are you very nervous when you are asked to do something new, or when you are called in front of the class to address the students or address your friends, or when you are asked to address the assembly? Sometimes you are right, because at this time we are thinking about others. At this time, we lose confidence. We become nervous, right? If you lose confidence, can you do something you love? No, never. It's not possible. But you may have burning ideas to express or to share with others. But you have no courage to face others. Am I right? Okay dears, in this video, let's learn about a young seagull who is afraid to fly. Then let's see at last how he conquers his fear and gather the courage to fly. Let's move on to the chapter. In 2 stories about flying, part 1, His First Flight, written by Leonard Flaherty. Who is the author? Leonard Flaherty. He was an Irish novelist and short story writer. In this chapter, let's learn about a young seagull who is afraid to fly, but at last he conquers his fear and flies freely. This story is about hesitation, trial and error, and success in the end. So my dears, keep your book open. Take this chapter number 3, Stories About Flying, part 1. Then watch my video. Okay, now let's move on to the chapter. A young seagull sitting alone on the ledge. What's ledge? Ledge means the projecting part of a cliff. Okay, you just see the picture. The projecting shelf part of the cliff. We have seen this part in many beautiful songs and films and in some fight scenes too. Okay, this is ledge. So where is our young seagull sitting? On the ledge. Our young seagull is afraid to fly. His 2 brothers and little sister already flown away. Then what happened to our young seagull? He has no courage. Okay, so he is sitting there on the ledge. There are 6 in their family. Okay, his 2 brothers and sister and his parents. They have all flown away already. He is sitting alone on the ledge. He is sitting on the ledge. He is looking down. What's there? A great expanse of the sea. Oh, he is so afraid when he is looking down. So he has no courage to fly. He is so afraid he may fall down to the depth of ocean. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he failed to muster up courage. When he is looking down, he lost all the courage. Oh, I can't fly. My wings won't support me, so I can't. So he is sitting there. So he ran back to the little hole in the ledge. Then he is sitting there alone. Actually, his brothers and little sister have wings shorter than our young seagull. But they ran to the edge of the ledge. Then from there, they are just flapping the wings. Flapping means moving the wings and flying away. But Our young seagull has no courage to do so. He's sitting there. He's not ready to fly. He is waiting to muster the courage. Muster means gather the courage. So for that, he is sitting there. His father and mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his sledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he couldn't move. His father and mother had come around. Then they are shrieking silly and upbraiding him. Upbraiding means scolding. Okay, they are scolding him, just provoking him to fly from there. But he is not ready. Also, his parents were threatening him to starve on the ledge unless he flew away. How it may be that threatening? Hey boy, fly away from there. Otherwise, you won't get the food. We won't bring food to you. If you want food, just fly. That was 24 hours ago. That means one day is over. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sister, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. He had, in fact, seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock, while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. And all the morning, the whole family was walked about on the big plateau, midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. He is on the ledge, then his family has gone to another plateau. Then they are there in the opposite cliff. Then from here, he was watching them. What are they doing there? His parents were training his brothers and little sister. They were giving them the training on how to catch fish, how to skim the waves, how to dive for fish. He was watching everything. Then, what happened later? He is waiting for them. He is waiting for his mother. Then at this time, he has seen his older brother catching the herring. Herring means a sea fish. Okay, herring is a sea fish. Then he has seen his older brother catching a herring and eating it. Then he feels hungry. So he is just watching everything, sitting there. So at this time, what his parents were doing there? The parents were giving the training. They were perfecting them in the art of flight. Our poor seagull, young seagull, sitting here on the ledge, having no courage, having no confidence to fly. Then at this time, where is our young seagull? He is here on the opposite. He is here on the opposite cliff. Then he is sitting there and watching everything. At this time, they are just taunting him, means mocking him, okay? Because our young seagull is sitting alone there. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he hadn't eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge and standing on one leg, with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way! scraping his beak now and again to wet it. At this time, he is very hungry. Okay. At this time, our young seagull planned to play a trick to get them here because they are not coming here. The seagull family, his parents and siblings are there in the opposite cliff. Okay, here he is very hungry. He has to get the food. Then he decided to play a trick. He came to the edge of the ledge, then standing there, he closed one eye, another open. Then he is watching. Then he is just pretending to be falling asleep. Then he is standing there. Okay. Then at this time he is expecting that his family would come here with the food. He's expecting. He wants to get the attention of his family. He saw the brothers and little sister. They were lying on the plateau there. Then they were sleeping and his father is there. He is preening. Preening means maintaining his feathers. But his mother was looking at him. Mother is watching him. What she doing there? She was just standing on the hump on the plateau. Then she was just tearing the piece of fish and she's scraping her beak now and then. Like his mother, he wants to wet it. Wet means sharpen the beak. Then he is producing some sound. Go. Then he is begging for his mom. Please come here with the food. But she is not coming. She is just watching from there. But at the same time, she is screaming back. Derisively. Derisively means what? As if scornfully. It's scornfully. As if he is treated as a stupid. But he is calling him plaintively. Plaintively means sad. Calling and calling again. Because he is hungry. He wants to get the food. After some time, this young seagull was screaming joyfully. What happens there? Yes, the mother comes with a piece of fish. He's very happy. He's waiting for that. Then he is tapping the rock with his feet. Very happy. He's waiting for the food to reach here. Then she halted in the air. She hasn't reached there. Okay, she hasn't touched the sledge. She is there holding with the food. Why? Why didn't she come here? Please come nearer. Come. I'm waiting for the food. He was surprised and maddened by hunger. Why didn't she come nearer? He was eagerly waiting for that. Then at this time, he just dived for the fish. Then what happened? Then he is going downward and outward into space. Okay. Our young seagull has come out high in the air. Yes, he started flying. For what? For the food. A monstrous terror seized him and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then on his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and upwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Ga, go, cola. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Yes, now he is flying Okay, now he could see the air, the wind against his breast feathers and his stomach and his wings. Now he was not afraid of anyone. Okay, his seagull family came there. Then his mother is screaming out, "Go, go, koala, koala," like that. Okay, that just to motivate him. Then he is screaming back. Then his father came there. Then the entire family is there celebrating his victory over fear. Yes, it's actually the celebration of victory over fear. Okay. His mother was swooping past him. His father came there and flying over. He saw his brothers and little sister flying with him. They were curvating, then banking and soaring and diving. Okay, these are the various styles of flying. Curvating means just leaping like a horse. Then diving, you know what's diving through the air. And banking is also another style of flight. Then he completely forgot that he hadn't always been able to fly and commanded himself to dive and soar and curl and shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, literally just moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. His parents and brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he couldn't rise, exhausted by the strange exercise. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no farther. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering scraps of dogfish. He had made his first flight. Once he overcame the fear, he did everything what he wanted there. Okay, he was flying over the mountains and ridges. Ridges means narrow hilltops. Okay, now he could see the greenery and mountains beneath him. Then he was flying and flying and flying. He just forgot that he was once sitting there on the ledge. Now he has overcome his fear. When he landed, the family was there to praise him, to appreciate him. They were also proud of him. Okay, now where is our seagull? He was just flying above the ocean. Then he came down. He was now swooping. Then now he touched the green sea. At this time he got scared. Then he tried to fly again. But now he is so weak. So he feels that he can't fly again. Now he just touched the sea and he is just floating there. Okay. So at this time his family came there and they were encouraging him. They were happily around him. They are offering the food as the gift. Okay. Then he is getting dogfish. Then he is having it. Then they are very happily enjoying this victory of him. What was his victory? He has made his first flight. So this is what the content of this story, his first flight by Liam Flaherty. What have you got from the story? It's all about the hesitation and trial and error and success in the end. Yes, journey to 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Everyone hesitates to take the single step or the first step in our life. Here, we have noticed the role of his mother. The mother was not ready to give him all the blind support. She was there to encourage him. Okay, she was there to support him because he has to do his first step. He has to do his first flight. For that, she has taken some tricks. What was the trap there? The trap was with food. This is the theme of the story. Okay, in the beginning, I have asked you a question. What's the question? Are you nervous? Are you nervous to do something new? This was the question. What's the answer now? Okay, if you trust your abilities, if you have belief in yourself, you can do anything freely. So what is the lesson that we got from this chapter? First, you should be free from fear. The fear is our sole enemy. If you are ready to conquer that enemy, you are the winner. Okay, my dear students, I hope that you have understood this chapter well. Now I'll pose some questions here. Try to answer. How did the young seagull's family celebrate his first flight? The sight of the food maddened him. Who is he in these lines? Why was he hungry? What does this suggest? What was the young seagull's experience during his first flight? How did the young seagull's parents treat him initially when he did not fly? Why could the young seagull not fly with his brothers and sister? What did the young seagull do to attract the attention of his mother? When did the seagull's flight begin and where did it end? Okay, dears, I hope that you have understood this chapter well. I have also posted difficult words with its meanings. Then also I am posting some questions here. Go through the question and try to get the answers. If you're watching this channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and enable the bell icon to get notified. Please check the description box to get more videos related to CBSE Class 10 English. See you soon in the next video. Bye.